Library. Welcome to our summer reading videos. Our theme this year is Tales and Tales, and we're going to be focusing on cryptids, hunting for cryptids this year. And don't forget to register for the program, and of course each week complete the challenges that will enter you in to win some prizes. Welcome to our summer reading video today. As you can see, we're making this puppet. It is a Pegasus. You can make him move around, do all kinds of stuff with him or her. It's pretty easy to make. Most of the supplies will be in your grab bag, so let's jump into it and I'll tell you everything that's in your bag and we'll make the craft. Okay, so before we get started, let's go over what's going to be in your bag. Now there's going to be a little instruction sheet in there to kind of help guide you a little bit and go over all of these items. But what you will get in your bag is going to be wings that are pre-cut, 2 wings, 2 ears. There's going to be 2 pink beads, 2 blue beads, 2 black beads, which you may or may not need. I will go over why. There's going to be 4 white beads. Then you'll have some cardboard pieces. There's going to be a toilet paper roll cut in half, 1 full roll. And then this is a piece of cardboard for the nose. These will not be painted, so you can paint them whatever color you like. I did hot pink, and then again on this one, I did the kind of lime green. So you could do any color, you could do blue, purple, anything you like. And I used acrylic paint. There's going to be a bunch already pre-cut for you for the mane and tail for the Pegasus. And then a bunch of some string, just 4 string, that's going to be the legs of the Pegasus. It's going to be 2 popsicle sticks, which is going to help you, use your puppet and attach to him. And then 2 orange strings that I've cut that we will attach to the popsicle sticks to control the puppet. Now what you will need, that will not be in your bag, of course, is going to be scissors. You may or may not need them. A pen or pencil, which again you may or may not need, and you will need some glue, preferably hot glue. So I recommend, of course, using supervision of a parent or guardian, just because hot glue can burn you. But it does work really well for this craft as well as a lot of other crafts. So to get started, take whatever paint color you like and paint your 3 cardboard pieces and let them completely dry before you do anything else. So once you have it completely dry, you will first take your half piece, which is going to be Pegasus's head, and you're going to attach his nose with the glue. So I'm just going to take some glue and piece it, kind of attach it to around the toilet paper roll, this half piece. And what you can do is attach it to the roll directly or to the nose piece, whichever works. And so you're just going to attach it. There will be some gaps, but I'm going to fill those gaps with some glue. So just kind of let that dry. And as you're letting that dry, you can start adding some in where those 2 pieces meet and you're seeing gaps. If you're seeing anything that's open, go ahead and just fill that with some glue. And then when you're completely done with this craft, if you wanted to, you could go back with a little bit of your paint and cover this glue so that you won't see it. It'll just make the Pegasus look a little bit nicer. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that keep drying. Okay. So now this is the body part of the Pegasus, and again, this is the head with the nose. I'm going to use 1 piece of yarn, which I already have here. So take one of your white pieces of yarn, and we're going to attach the head to the body. So I just put a dollop of glue right there, and then attached the piece of string to the glue. So do the same thing on here, and you can cut your string down if you need to, which is why you might need the scissors. So kind of figure out where that's going to go before you glue it, and then take a little bit of glue, put it on your full roll there, which is again the Pegasus body, and then attach your string to that glue. And just be very careful to not touch the hot glue. I'm just gonna let this dry. So what I did on the green Pegasus, for him, I used black beads, and instead of gluing, I cut a hole with my scissors into the cardboard pieces. And I strung it through and added a black bead to the end of the string, which made the string not come through that hole that I made. So the black bead is in there, holding that string in there inside of the hole that I made. You can do it that way, but this is a little bit quicker version, and the glue will hold just as well. So you may not need the black beads. That's just something you know, extra if you want to go ahead and just poke holes instead of gluing. So that's what it's looking like so far. Just make sure it's not going anywhere. Once that glue dries, that string should not come off. So you don't have to poke the holes if you don't want to. So now I'm going to separate my big bunch of white yarn here. So again, these are pre-cut. If you do want to cut them down a little bit, make them a little shorter, you can. So I'm just going to take my pieces and just lay them out. There's 16 pieces here. So if you lay them out, you could do 8 and 8. And that's again for the mane and the tail. So the mane and tail part. On the head, there's the mane, and then of course there's the tail. So again, just separate your pieces evenly. Okay, so once you have those separated, we're just gonna make sure the top parts are kind of even with each other. Then we're going to be gluing this on the head part first. So that is the mane. And I like it long like that, so I'm not going to be trimming this down. So again, there's your head there, there's the nose. So the mane would be on the back part of the head. So go ahead and put a little bit of glue on top of the head. So I put a pretty good size dollop there, and then just attach your strings. So again, this is a good job for a parent or guardian to help you with, since we're using the hot glue. So as you can see, it's gotten started there. There's the mane, glued it on. And if you need extra glue, you can add some. So let that dry completely before you pull on the hair at all. Now we're going to repeat the process for the tail. So we're just going to line up our pieces and then glue it now to the back part of the Pegasus, where a Pegasus tail would be. So it's going to be up here in the back. And again, we're just taking some of the hot glue, putting it on the back, and then attaching the strings. So now I have the tail on there glued and the mane. Okay, so our next step is to take our 4 pieces of string that are pre-cut for you for the legs, and then take your 4 white beads. So you're going to take 1 bead and string it through one of the strings. If you need to use like a pencil or pen just to kind of shove it through the bead to help you. So there we go, the bead's on there now. And then we're just going to tie a little bit of a knot just to make that bead stay on there. You might need to add some glue as like an extra piece where you're tying this knot, just so that the bead can't come through. But you may not have to do that, it just depends on how well your knot holds. I'm going to put some glue just in case where that knot is. And just let that dry, and then I'm going to trim down that excess piece of string. So then you set that piece aside, and then just repeat the process for each piece of string, adding your bead onto the end, tying a knot with a little bit of glue. Okay, so now that you have your legs done with the bead at the bottom, the bead is acting as the Pegasus hooves. So we're going to glue now the 4 legs to the bottom part of the Pegasus. So just take a little bit of glue. Just need 4 dollops near the front and the back of the Pegasus. So you're just taking that, attaching it to that glue you've put down. I'm going to use this pencil so we don't have to touch the glue. So I've got the 2 in the front, and then I'm putting 2 in the back, kind of lining those up as best as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. So now I'm going to let these dry. So I'm going to flip him over now. And as you can see, the legs are on there. So we're getting there. Now we're going to take our blue beads, and these are going to be the eyes of the Pegasus. So we're going to glue those on the front. I will show you on this one how I did that. So as you can see, there's the mane, and then the eyes, again the nose, and then the ears on the sides. So kind of just figure out where you want the eyes. And then once you figure that out, you can go ahead and glue them on. Just need a teeny bit of glue on each side. So again, take your other bead. So now I've got the eyes on there. And now you take the ears that I've pre-cut, and then just kind of line them up near the mane, behind the eyes. So again, just a little bit of glue on each side. And then take one ear, attach, and then take your other ear and attach to the glue. So see, now we've got eyes and ears. So she is getting there. Almost ready. Okay, so for this next part, as you can see, we've got the wings and they're attached to a popsicle stick so that we can control the puppet. So what I did is I cut holes into the ends of the wings, and then I used the 2 pink beads that you provided to make sure that the string cannot come through those holes that we made. So you can do it that way. You can poke the holes into the wings and then string through one of your orange pieces with, again, the pink bead, or you could just glue your string to your wing if you prefer to do it that way. So I will show you how to do that if you're going to just glue it. So take your wings, there's an extra flap there, it's just like a little rectangle, as you can see that it's attached to the actual wing. So just fold that over. Just fold it over. And then I'm going to attach it to the body. wherever you want your wings. So just kind of on the sides of the body. So I'm going to put some glue once again and attach my wing. And I'm going to see how I did it. So just apply some pressure where you put that glue and just make sure you kind of let it hold there until you think that it's dry. And then I'm going to repeat the same process on this other side. Put some glue. Okay, attached. And then take, again, this is what you're gluing onto, this rectangular piece. Luckily my glue was not dry, I'm kind of backwards. Okay, so now you can see I've got the wings on there. Take one of your orange pieces of string. We're going to attach it to the end part of the wing. So I'm going to do it right around here. Again, you could go ahead and poke a hole, use your beads, or do what I'm about to do and just put a little teeny bit of glue and take your string and put it on top of that glue. Just using my pencil to poke it down. Gonna let that dry, not touch that part, and then take the other end of your orange string and do the same thing on the other side of the wing. Just put a little bit of glue down and then attach your string to that glue onto the wing. Now I'm letting that dry. Our next step is going to be to take some string and add it to the top part of the Pegasus head. So see where this green string is attached right by the mane. So that's how we're controlling the head of the Pegasus. So take your orange string and then put some glue on the top part of the head of the Pegasus. And just attach one end to that piece of glue. So again, I'm just using my pencil to kind of knock that piece down. So I'm letting this dry. You may be left over with 2 pink beads and 2 black beads. You can do whatever you like with these. Again, that is if you wanted to poke holes and use the beads just to kind of, help you. Again, I'll go over what I did here on this one. I poked a hole in the ends of the wing and strung a bead at the end just so that it can't go through those holes on each side. But you can do what I just did and go ahead and glue everything as opposed to making those holes. So now my wings seem to be dry. What I'm going to do is take one of my popsicle sticks, and you can glue these or not. I'm going to just put a teeny bit of glue where the string meets the popsicle stick, just so it can't come off. But you don't have to do this part. And then repeat the same process on the other side. For this one, I think I'm going to kind of tie it on there since I have some extra string. So you can just tie a little knot or just glue it. Again, this is just to make sure that your string cannot come off of the popsicle stick. So now you have a completed puppet, and then these popsicle sticks are just helping you kind of marionette your puppet along. You can have like scenes, you could play with your friends, do whatever you like. So I really hope you enjoyed, and if you recreate this craft, that you share pictures with us on our Facebook page, we would love to see them. Thanks for watching. Okay, so again, in your grab bag, bags this week, you'll have most of the supplies you'll need to recreate today's craft. And for your incentives this week, you need to check out 10 books, check out 3 movies, read 50 pages. Of course, watching this video is going to count. And then on Friday, watch Storytime with Miss Jenna. Thanks for joining us today. Join us every week, June 7th through August 6th, for another cryptid adventure. And of course, stop by the library to pick up your grab bag full of either craft supplies or some cool, fun extra prizes.